Now we have Brittany from musicology.
Rock and roll is a musical genre. Like other musical genres, rock and roll is an art form. And like other forms of art, rock and roll reflects the society in which it was constructed. Like many other musical genres, art forms, and social institutions, rock and roll has a long history of ignoring the contributions of women. In rock, women are allotted the role of the girlfriend, the groupie, or the muse, while the socially rebellious, sexually liberated rock and roll persona remains the prerogative of men. The history of rock and roll is constructed and maintained in the same fashion as the classical music tradition, except instead of Bach, Haydn, Mozart, and Beethoven, we have Elvis Presley, the Beatles, Jimi Hendrix, and the Rolling Stones. But if you look closely past the dominant narrative, you begin to see that this masculinist tradition is in fact riddled with women who challenge these perceptions in a variety of ways. Patti Smith is one of those women, and she's the focus of my thesis research. Through analysis of a broad range of primary sources, from video and sound recordings to interviews and written material, I aim to develop an understanding of the strategies employed by Patti Smith as a means of subverting and resisting the masculinist traditions of rock and roll. Patti Smith valued freedom and self-expression above all else, and she saw rock and roll music as the ultimate vehicle through which to attain her liberation. She constructed an appearance that was dynamic and androgynous and challenged perceptions about what it meant to be female. She reworked songs about male sexual liberation into standards about transcending societal expectations. She taught herself the electric guitar, and she sang and shouted into a microphone with so much conviction that one couldn't help but stop and listen. Patti Smith used the rebellious ethos of rock and roll to carve a space for herself within the gender traditions, and in doing so, she earned herself the title the godmother of punk, for laying the groundwork for punk rock, the next major rock and roll subculture. Patti Smith shows us that not only were women present, they were important. It is my hope that by bringing the contributions of women like Patti Smith to the forefront of musical and artistic scholarship, we can further encourage girls and women to take up rock and roll, music, and the arts as their own forms of self-expression, empowerment, and liberation. Thank you.